2010, Sonic 4 gathered so much hype that Sonic Colors went under the radar. But when Sonic 4 turned out to be a slight disappointment, people were like, what's this? Sonic Colors was a response to both the criticism of the more gimmicky Sonic games that preceded it, and the newly gained audience from the popularity of the Wii and the Sonic and Mario series. Being a Wii exclusive, the game was designed to appeal to the Mario fanbase. Level to level, a world map would be seen, and the storyline was written to appeal to a much younger fanbase. Needless to say, hiring the writing staff for both Mad World and Happy Tree Friends resulted in a bit of a bland storyline when there was no blood or guts anywhere. But the gameplay was designed to appeal to a much wider audience. New features include a brand new voice cast again.
He loves to hear his own lips flap, but I gotta hand it to the Eggster. This place is epic.
They're pretty good. And power-ups called the Wisps.
Wisps?
No.
So funny. I got Sonic Colors pretty close to when it was released. I was pumped to finally play another good Sonic game, and I enjoyed it and never looked back. Oddly enough, every time I've played this game, it's been with the classic controller. This thing is awful. The button layout is completely different than any other Sonic game, so I kept dying from pressing the wrong button. And I never realized how underwhelming a Sonic game can feel without the rumble. I tried playing it with the Wii Remote, but ultimately settled on the Wii Remote and Nunchuck combo. Now I'm fully into it. Alright, the story. Tails and Sonic sneak into Eggman's interstellar amusement park, full of cookies, palm trees, and sick one-liners. The theme park seems to be an apology for all of his past mistakes, but it may be a ruse, as he's doing something completely different than he usually does, capturing tiny animals to power a machine. These Wisps give Sonic special powers, and Tails creates a translator to communicate with them. They find out that the Wisps have been kidnapped by Eggman, so Sonic and Tails go to save the day. They do. The end. Sonic Colors' plot wanted to bring Sonic back to his inception, being a dick.
Hey, where are you going?
To find Baldy McNosehair, of course. I'm totally calling him McNosehair.
But this time, Tails is kind of a dick too. As soon as they get there, Sonic thinks Eggman is up to no good, and Tails is like, nah, not this time, Sonic. Sonic's like, Tails, you have no reason to believe that Eggman isn't up to
no good.
But then Sonic remembers that Tails is like 8 and probably just wants to hang around a theme park. Sonic Colors' plot serves the purpose to entertain the little ones. I'm not a little one, and I wasn't a little one when this game came out, so I feel like to comment on it too heavily may be a little dickish. That being said, here are my opinions. I appreciate the shift in tone, but the humor doesn't land with me. It's so brutally forced. All of the humor involves either one-liners and Sonic talking. Just talking for extended periods of time.
Hey, did somebody here order a clobbering? Are you sure? It says somebody ordered an extra large clobbering topped with everything. Okay. Tell you what, I can't take this thing back, so I'll give you an extra large clobbering for nothing. Hope you're hungry.
I feel like the writers kept writing stuff in hopes that something would just end up being funny, but it just feels like the script to that comedy film I wanted to make when I was 12. The reason why Eggman's amusement park is in space is because it's truthfully huge. Tropical Resort is both the entrance to the park and where all the hotels are. Sweet Mountain is made up of donuts and candy and chocolate and donuts. Starlight Carnival, which is full of neon lights, which I love, so good on you, Starlight Carnival. Here's a donut. Planet Wisp, which is the home planet of the Wisps. It's under construction, so Sonic better wear a hard hat. Aquarium Park, which is an Asian-themed water park, and Asteroid Coaster. Roller coasters. Finally, there's Terminal Velocity, the incredibly easy, incredibly underwhelming final stage. Although the game takes a lot of cues from the Mario series, I am so thankful that they didn't Tropical Resort to using generic level themes like in the new Super Mario Bros. Series, you know, the decade-old series, which is in major need of an update. This game still has an identity, and honestly, it's gorgeous. I really wished they'd do an HD update of this game because it's phenomenally gorgeous. But the resolution causes severe aliasing everywhere. I want to be able to appreciate what's there, so please make an HD port. Where fast-paced action and 2D platforming were hogging the attention in Sonic Unleashed, Colors aimed to appeal to everyone. Therefore, power-ups and 2D platforming puzzles shift to be the focus. Speed segments are there, but unless they're the level's focus, they feel out of place and on rails. And most of the time, they're not the focus. The game strips Sonic of what makes him Sonic, but instead builds a solid 2D platforming experience. In Sonic Unleashed, I would often get disappointed when the perspective would switch from 2D after an awesome 3D segment. But here it's the opposite. A new, and in my opinion, very welcome addition to this game are the Wisps. I know a lot of people don't like the Wisps, and yeah, when they show up in later games they're annoying, but here, I really enjoy them. The game is very puzzly, and the Wisps really complement that. In the Wii version of the game, there are 8 aliens, all of which give Sonic different powers. Some of Sonic's abilities from past games are removed and given back as an alien. The spiky alien can do a spin dash, and this air balloon alien can light dash across rings. The white wisp steals Sonic. The white alien fills Sonic's boost gauge, and the rocket alien allows Sonic to turn into a rocket and fly to the top of the stage. The drill alien turns Sonic into a drill, and the laser alien allows Sonic to turn into a laser and shoot around the stage like a pinball. The blue alien turns blue rings into blocks and blue blocks into rings, and Sonic into a cube. And finally, my favorite, the Frenzy Wisp. This turns Sonic into a scary-ass monster that eats everything and gets bigger as he does it. It's tough to control, but it's so ridiculous and fun that I don't even care. The Wisps. The Wisps. The Wisps. The aliens add an extra layer to the game that was added specifically to compensate for the fact that Sonic was the only playable character. It works within the context, but I'm not clamoring for any more Wisps. One of my criticisms for every Sonic game since Sonic Heroes has been about the level length. When a level exceeds 10 minutes, it's frustrating to get a game over and have to start from the very beginning. It's a great way to waste time and a great way to force me to take sanity breaks while playing. Sonic Colors finally shortens level lengths. Each world is made up of 6 acts, but it could have easily been 2 acts. But instead of having each level drag on, levels often surround a single theme or challenge, like using a specific kind of wisp or learning a specific level quirk. One introduced is this floating spring that will follow Sonic moving forward but not backwards. If you miss the spring, he'll fall and die. A more annoying one are these blocks, which will move forward and backwards and knock Sonic off the stage, which will cause him to fall and die. One of my biggest pet peeves in 2D platformers are 3D obstacles. Gaining a perspective on these and recognizing the patterns can be difficult because while you're moving on a 2D plane, they're moving separately from you. Some levels are designed specifically to teach you about these challenges, and later they'll be combined to really test your skills. It's a slow introduction to a lot of these quirks and challenges, but later you'll be made to recall them. It's really the most traditional 2D platformer since Sonic 1. Despite being a really solid game, I easily look over Sonic Colors, but it's fun and unique within the library. Colors loses the identity that Sonic games have built over the years. It was designed to appeal to the Mario fanbase, and it's a fun platforming experience. But looking back on it, I'm a little underwhelmed. I think part of the reason why I overlook it is because I believed that I had forgotten a lot about this game. But while revisiting it, I realized that there was nothing in this game that I had forgotten. I just assumed that there was more to it. While playing Sonic Colors, it's fun, but now that I've made this video, my relationship with the game is over. It was fun entertainment with no positive or negative consequences. I really just hope Sonic Colors feels the same way about me. Colors kind of ignores the uniqueness of the Sonic brand. That being said, Sonic has always been a game that experiments, and getting too involved with itself could isolate newcomers. So to experiment with conformity as opposed to uniqueness isn't necessarily a bad thing. And at the time that this game came out, it's what the series needed. 2010 was seen as a renaissance for the series, and I do think Sonic Colors was the final piece needed to usher Sonic out of the Dark Ages. It returned the series to its true roots. Fun! Hey, what's up? Thanks for watching. If this is your first video of mine, please consider subscribing to see more. In the meantime, if you're waiting for the next part in the Sonic retrospective, check out my Digimon Adventure review. Other than that, have a good day and follow me on social media. I say things.